We crown a champion tonight here at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara for the College Football Playoff National Championship game. It's the LSU Tigers and the Clemson Tigers.
You okay, son?
Yeah, Coach, I just...
Tommy. You all right, Tommy? We need some help over here! Hurry!
You got my back, right?
Of course. Always.
Then go out there and finish this thing.
One shot. That's all any of us ever really gets. Wait till my whole life for one shot at being a head coach. And here I am. And this is your one shot to go out there and show the world who you are. Are you the guy who's gonna lead this team to victory? Or are you gonna be remembered as the guy who got caught up in the moment and let it all slip away? I know you're worried about Tommy. Sure, we all are. But this is your one moment. Now get after it, son. Get some.
The pressure perhaps getting to this young quarterback as LSU trails at the break. Back now in this national championship game and what has been a tough defensive battle. And as we get ready for the second half kickoff, worth noting that Tommy Matthews does not appear to have exited the locker room with his team. And we'll keep you updated as we receive more information. The Clemson Tiger offense, have to specify that. They're set for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 1st and 10 now for Clemson.
45-yard line.
From the gun, Cooper throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Intended for
a lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Cooper going to throw again, and his throw's going to be incomplete.
Cooper's pass intended for
trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, it didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for you.
And he is going to go down here, but we also have a penalty marker at the line of scrimmage. They may have jumped the gun.
Don't do us like that!
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And that last penalty makes this 3rd down play a little more interesting. 3rd and 5. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Now this is going to work out well as it's out of bounds near the 13-yard line.
At their own 13-yard line.
The Bengal Tiger offense, if we differentiate them, they are set for their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've...
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 40-yard line. And they rattle off a big one. 48 yards.
The 40-yard line.
Throwing on 1st down. Blake, he's going to take another shot here. And nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's second down.
10 at the 40-yard line.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Throwing again. Blake. That's caught by Kelly. And he will take this in. Touchdown, LSU. A great play there. 40 yards. And LSU has jumped out in front. Well, after the departure of Tommy Matthews at the half, the offense able to regroup and put the football in the end zone.
Yeah, that's something they couldn't accomplish in the first 2 quarters of this game. So finally, finding their way downfield. I think Coach Red O'Brien, he hadn't shown a preference for either quarterback. But this kid who's out there right now, one thing we know about him, he's a fighter.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I was just going to say that, Charles. He's a fighter, and he does have plenty of upside. We know that he can lead. You and I sitting with him this week, didn't you just see a guy who could step into any locker room and control the presence of his teammates?
Well, I just remember when we left that room, you said 2 things to me. I think this kid's going to be poised under pressure, and to me, he's a natural leader, and I concur with both of those statements.
Cooper now on 1st and 10. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Well, they brought the lead into this third quarter, and now they're really stepping up, setting a tone here defensively.
They came right out roaring because you had to know that in the locker room, they talked about setting that tone that you just described, continuing the dominance that they exhibited in the first half.
And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
The catch made by Miller. The 40, the 30. 10, and he will take this in for a Clemson touchdown. Touchdown. Pretty good response. They had given up the touchdown and the lead, but they struck back.
And I love the way that they just saw it happen, took a quick exhale on the sidelines. So let's go get it back, and fast. Let's go ahead and throw the ball downfield and get our own 6 points.
A huge chunk play to regain that lead. Extra point up and through, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Taken in at the 3. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Bengal Tiger offense, if we differentiate them, they are set for their next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he's able to get this way down deep into enemy territory. Here's a 1st and goal, LSU.
5-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Blake. And that is caught. It's an LSU touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown. And LSU has jumped out in front. Well, since he's coming to the game at quarterback, 2 trips into the end zone, and this offense starting to look remarkably relaxed.
I love that description because it's evident to me, and it's evident to everyone watching, and now everyone's getting the memo. He's not a backup. He's played just as much as Matthews has this season.
Yeah, that's the thing, Charles. There's the old adage of if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none. Well, I think they're taking that script and throwing it right out the window because they're saying we've got 2 quarterbacks, and we like them both.
I love the way you just said that. Not in this case does the old adage hold up. I think we've got a new one. They feel like they've got 2 good quarterbacks, and the offense should respond no matter who's on the field.
Exactly. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Back to throw is Cooper. Throwing on 1st down. And this is Simpson with a catch. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Pick up a 3.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
Forced to the ground.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Here's Cooper on third down, and Walker has it. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. Clemson now with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Cooper. And his throw is incomplete.
Intended for number 37.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Intended for number 37.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
Now Cooper to throw on 3rd down. And he'll hit his tight end, Walker. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame. I hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
34-yard line.
The Bengal Tiger offense, if we differentiate them, they are set for their next drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Off the play fake, Blake. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Back now here on EA Sports, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Off play action. Blake. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Escaping the pressure right. And now he's going to use his legs. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Down at the 30-yard.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and this score will stay right where it is. And this was still going to be a one-score game either way, but still, that's a potentially harmful miss here in the 4th.
It certainly is, because if you consider that now if they give up a touchdown, they give up the lead. So he might be getting the side eye by the defenders coming out on the field now as he goes back to the bench after that miss.
That's a good way to start the drive, 17 yards and a 1st down. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now Cooper looks to throw. Can't get away, and he's taken down.
A loss of 7.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
typically a blitz. And even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
It's now 3rd and
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Operating from the gun. Cooper. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Cooper. And Walker with it over the middle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's complete right around the 8. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air.
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. So this defense, they looked a little shaky to start the drive, but bottom line, they're a play away from finishing it off.
They rocked them a little bit on this drive, didn't they? But as you and I both know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They have a chance to end it right here.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Clemson. Downey Simpson there to make the grab. And Clemson has taken the lead.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Bengal Tiger offense, if we differentiate them, they are set for their next drive. Well, this is such a nerve-wracking time right now for both of these fan bases. And heck, my palms are sweating. That's caught inside the 20. And he is into the end zone for an LSU touchdown. Remember, Charles, with Tommy Matthews under center, they weren't able to get the ball into the end zone. They had a single field goal, but he exits the game at half. And this offense since then, they've been on fire. That's the 3rd touchdown in the 2nd half.
Yeah, I'm sorry I jumped in there on you there, partner, but you're exactly right. I was thinking the same thing you were. On fire. 3rd touchdown in the 2nd half. He's taking his offense and squarely put it on his back, and he is actually carrying them, and what they believe, to the national championship podium.
Well, time will tell if they will be on that podium and hoisting that trophy. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Clemson offense back out there ready for their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. He'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the ball will go over on downs on on the short side of the field. LSU with a 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to let one fly here for Avant. And he will take this in. Touchdown, LSU.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Tigers 20.
After the touchdown, the LSU Tigers kick team out there to send this one away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Clemson Tiger offense have to specify that. They're set for their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Cooper on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
Cooper's pass.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Cooper now throwing on 4th down. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none.
Yes, exactly right.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off down at the 2.
First down pass.
Well, this D, particularly the secondary, has been picked apart at points here tonight. They finally, though, get to the quarterback, get a pick.
And we know this about him. He loves night games, loves the spotlight, loves being the center of attention. I will bet you that he ran off the field almost chuckling to himself. They finally got one. They finally got me.
Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
5-yard line.
Back to throw is Cooper on 1st down. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. After the sack on 1st down, Cooper, he's going to let it fly.
The 2nd down pass. Intercepted. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own.
The Bengal Tiger offense, if we differentiate them, they are set for their next drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel. And then this is caught at the 20. 36 yards on the play. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end.
Tonight's.
They changed quarterbacks at half and did not miss a beat. Here they are, your national champions. And celebration time on that sideline. It took a change at quarterback as thoughts will turn to the condition of Tommy Matthews. But for now, jubilation as they are the national champions.
Well, Tommy's injury certainly was a setback. But the bond that these two kids have is really strong. And although only one of the Heartbreak Kids was out there in the second half. Tommy's spirit was with him, and I believe.
You hear from Mr. Matthews?
The hoodie gave it away?
He's stable. But we're only allowing family to go back right now.
That's great, because he's my brother.
I'm proud of what he's accomplished this season.
I think there's only one individual on everyone's mind tonight. This one is for my brother, Tommy Matthews. You think that's something? You should see it in person.
Oh, man. That's so cool. Thanks so much for coming and bringing this.
You kidding me? I wouldn't miss this for anything. Coach and the guys sent their best. They waited as long as they could, but no one knew when you might wake up, so they had to catch their flights back. I told Coach I wasn't about to split up the Heartbreak Kids, so I stayed behind. Make sure you're all right.
Thanks, man. I'm just glad you're here.
But hey, they did leave you the trophy. They wanted to make sure you had it when you woke up. How are you feeling, buddy?
Like a sack of crap.
It's funny, because that's exactly what I was going to say you look like.
Hey, man. Promise me one thing.
Anything.
That you'll come back next year and make it win the championship. Together.
Next year? You know I will, brother. Together.
Doc said I shouldn't overdo it.
She said what caused all this?
Yeah. Something about the stress from my filthy roommate leaving his dishes lying around the apartment. She said if it weren't for that, I'd be the pinnacle of health.
Please.
Hey, seriously. You gotta start cleaning up after yourself. It's ridiculous.
Really? Right now? Is that him? He's an hour early. Coach?
Don't look too disappointed.
No, I was just expecting Tommy. Come in. Care for a cupcake?
No, thanks.
So, you here for the party?
No, give me a minute. Okay, Coach. Actually, I'm here to talk to you about next season.
Yeah, sure, talk away.
It was something you said at the start of the season earlier. It really stuck with me. It's,
Something good, I hope?
well, it was something you said about treat your men like your beloved sons, and they'll follow you into the deepest valley. And that really got me. It got me thinking about the way I treat you boys, and I wasn't being fair to you, and Tommy for that matter, or the team.
Wow, Coach, I really appreciate that.
All that being said, I wanted to go into the off-season with everyone on the same page. I figured the best way that we could do that would be to announce a starter. Tommy's gonna be our starter.
But how could you possibly make that decision after the title game? Is Tommy even gonna be able to play?
Yeah, I spoke with his doctor. Valve replacement surgery was great. He's gonna be right as rain.
Just don't understand.
I know this is hard for you. It's hard for you to process, and I hope you believe me when I say that I take no joy in making this decision. But I stand firmly behind it because, frankly, Tommy's a better fit for the offense.
Well, what does this mean for me?
Well, it means that you are at a monumental crossroads in your life, and you've got two choices. You can enter the draft, and based on what you did last year, I'd say you'd be lucky to get picked in the third round. But realistically, you're looking at a late round selection, if at all.
Jeez, don't sugarcoat it for me.
Well, I'm trying to be open and honest with you from this moment forward. I'm giving it to you as I would my own beloved son.
And my other choice?
Well, the way I see it, you got too much raw athleticism to waste sitting on the bench. Your talent is a true gift. And it's one that I'm going to give you the opportunity to show it to the world.
And how's that?
You get to pick a new position on offense and get your Heartbreak Kids thing going back again.
Heartbreak Kids. Well, Tommy's already tried recruiting me to come back so we can win the title together.
Does that mean you're in?
Plus, he did switch positions once, and we see how well that worked out for him. Guess I can try too.
The Heartbreak Kids are back, baby.
Was he eavesdropping?
Always.
I'm not sure what's more strange, that interaction or the general cleanliness of this apartment.
Cupcake.
It wasn't an easy decision at the time, but I don't regret it for a second. Of course, everyone's first thought was, where am I gonna play? It felt good, telling everyone I was sticking around and Tommy and I were gonna play together. The next question was, did it actually work out?
Pretty drastic turn of events for Coach O'Brien's program. I mean, the defensive pantry has been pretty much left dry with most of that elite unit having bolted for the NFL. But today, Coach O'Brien revealed a new strategy, and I think it's kind of brilliant. Get both Heartbreak Kids on the field at the same time. I mean, it's really a brilliant move. Here's the deal. You got to get all of your talented players on the field at once, certainly if they're going to rely on the offense for a change to be the strength of this team if they're planning on making another run at it.